Ladies and gentlemen, the time has finally arrived. Space-Time Showdown is here, and boy, am I excited. For people who don't know, Gen 4 is probably one of my favorite eras of Pokemon. I don't know why necessarily. I think I just have a lot of nostalgia for it. And so I'm super excited because this is all Gen 4. This obviously isn't my normal style of content, and stick around till the end. I'm going to talk about that more in depth. But for now, we're going to be cracking open a lot of packs. So I'm excited to get into it. We've been saving up a metric shit ton of hourglasses. So let's go ahead and get into it. First, we actually have our free packs. So let's go ahead and just open up one of each to start. And then we'll just start cracking open 10 at a time. So let's get into it. First up, I think I'm more of a Dialga person. So let's just get into the first one here. And I want to talk about some of the cards as we go. First up, Floatzel, not too bad. Skorupi. I always like, what's the Evo? Drapion? I forget the pronunciation of it, but he's pretty cool. I guess back-to-back, not bad. Lopunny and Blossom. Not too bad to start, so that's one pack down, and unfortunately not 5 out of 5 on the new, but we'll take it. And then let's see if we can get in the Palkia pack once we get past all the other parts here. We're going to see which part does better. We're going to see if Team Dialga or Team Palkia are the ones that end up on top here. So we'll use our other free pack on Palkia. Let's just get right into it. Nice little bend at the top there. Rocky Helmet. This is actually a really cool card. They introduced the Poke Tools in this set, and I think that's actually going to diversify things quite a bit. The fact that you can basically give the ability so that anytime something's getting hit, that it recoils for 20 is actually pretty interesting. It just makes things like a bit tankier, but then also reduces like the health thresholds on things. And so I'm not going to be surprised if Rocky Helmet sees a ton of play. It seems like a really good card. Sneasel is fantastic. I'm really hoping that we can pull the other parts of the Dark deck, the Weavile as well as the Darkrai, because that's looking to be a really strong deck just right out of the gate. Burmy, Misdreavus, and Cyrus. Cyrus is super sick. Cyrus is like upgraded Sabrina. I don't want to say if it's like upgraded Sabrina, but it's better than Sabrina in a lot of ways because you actually have control over what you're going to be dragging out, where anytime you give your opponent agency, Sabrina is sort of, you know, there's so many times where you have a Sabrina, but because of the way the game's playing out, it just doesn't really see a lot of value. And I think Cyrus is just better for a lot of those reasons. I would love to get a full art Cyrus. That would be sick. But not bad. There's actually some pretty useful stuff in that pack. And looks like Team Palkia is coming out ahead to start here for our free packs. So let's get these all squared away. And then we're going to start cracking some 10s. I'm excited to see what we get. I just want some of the full arts, to be honest. I think that's what everyone wants, especially now that we have trading. Granted, we can't trade with the new stuff yet, but it is what it is. Let's just go back to Dialga. Let's start opening 10 at a time. 120 hourglasses down the drain, but well worth it because we've been saving these basically since release, to be honest. We've just been totally free to play. And so let the dopamine go. That's going to be pretty disappointing if there isn't anything crazy because we didn't see any rainbows shooting out of the packs. But Frost Rotom. Got a Voltorb. Honchkro's pretty sick. Just being able to do 50 to any Pokemon, whether it's active or in the bench, is neat. Again, kind of facilitating the whole Dark strategy. A lot of really good support for Dark in this set. Skull Fossil's cool, and a Tangrowth there. Cute little Togepi. Giant's Cape's another Pokemon tool. This is a really interesting card because with Mewtwo being like one of the dominant decks in the format, Giant's Cape kind of makes the thresholds for a lot of the health pools really interesting because Mewtwo's side drive was always clocking stuff out at 150, but now with Giant Cape, anything that's at 140 or 150 is going to be able to actually withstand being hit by a Mewtwo. Now, obviously, like, Giovanni sort of messes with that math as well, and now that we have, like, Rocky Helmet and stuff, too, there's, like, other ways to sort of mess with things, but the fact now that you can have a 140 or 150 HP plus the 20 from this, the fact that you can survive that 150 off the side drive is a really big deal, so I wouldn't be surprised if Giant Cape sees a ton of play. Duskull, Gligar, and Regigigas. This is actually something that I think is really neat with Dialga specifically, because Dialga being able to equip 2 Metal Energy just straight from the pool onto anything benched. This is actually one of maybe the prime candidates for it because Regigigas by itself is also a basic at 140. I think there is some potential there. Obviously, I'm filming this day 0 or day 1, so we're not going to really see until people figure out how the Dialga decks end up working. But I think this is a pretty good candidate for a good Dialga core of some kind. All right, Finneon, Wormadam, Abomasnow, Duskull, and a full art Bidoof. Not what we want, but it's still cute nonetheless. I guess we'll take it. Hitmontop, Baniri, Togepi, Abomasnow, and there he is, Dialga EX. Not a full art, but it's an EX, so we'll take it. No complaints. This card there's so much cool brewing you can do with this. Metallic Turbo is such a neat ability, and there's so many weird things that this sort of synergizes with, because there are plenty of other Pokemon that aren't normal type like Regigigas, but they require just any color energy in order to be able to facilitate it. So the fact that Dialga can ramp them up, and there's really no other card that can do that isn't like Misty exactly, and that only works half the time anyway, there's gonna be a lot of really cool stuff that we can brew with this. And so I'm really curious to see how that ends up playing out. I'd like to get 2 of like the heavy hitters out of each of these sets, because obviously we want the play sets, but we'll see. Fanrotom, Togetic. Got a Ralts, Electabuzz, Azelf, Magnemite, and a Darkrai. There we go. Unfortunately, it is not the EX Darkrai. That was, I guess I should have been more specific when I said I wanted Darkrai, but it is what it is. It's a cool card nonetheless. Dark Void's not a terrible ability, but I think the EX Darkrai is just a little bit better. Bronzong, Ipom, Gligar, Bidoof, and another Blossom. Was this pack 8? Bronzor, Burmy, Snover, Togetic, and another Blossom. I guess we're just getting all the Blossoms. Registeel, gotta love the Regis. Poochyena, Yanma, Burmy, and Azelf. So, oh no, that was pack 9. I thought that was pack 10. Wormadam, Burmy, another Giant's Cape. Happy to get the playset. Curlia, and a Misspirit. So, not too bad. I think we could have done a little bit better, because I think we only got 1 full art and 1 EX. So, not the best opening for our first 10, but to be fair, not bad. At least we didn't get, like, absolutely 0 duds for what it's worth. But Team Dialga's winning for now, because we did pull the Dialga, so we will have to see how Team Palkia can respond after we get the Giga Mega Dopamine hit of filling out the collection here. All right, 10 down from Dialga. Let's go for 10 in Palkia. Another 120 down. God, cashing in all the dopamine feels so good. Okay. Nope, couple rainbows there. Team Palkia might be ahead. Ooh, Staraptor right out of the gate. Do we have a God pack on our hands? Doesn't look like it, but it's a full art. We'll take it. Neat card. Lickitung, the other Wormadam, Poochyena, and a Rose Raid. Skarmory is a really neat card. This, I think there's a lot of potential with as well. Obviously, Metal gets a ton of support because Dialga is Metal, but Metal Arms being an ability that if it has a Poke Tool attached, does 30 more damage, means that it's one of the few things that can just hit for like 50 with 1 energy, as long as you have a Poke Tool, and the Poke Tools are good enough to play anyway. So if you put like Giant's Cape on it, right, it's a 100 HP, 50 damage on turn 1. That's not bad. That's actually, like, pretty good for hitting down some stuff really early on. So if you're trying to be, like, mega aggressive, not a bad card. I like to get a playset of it. Piplup, Skorupi, Snover, and another Rose Raid. Unlucky. Voltorb, Armor Fossil, another Rocky Helmet. I think that completes the playset. And a Magnezone. Neat little card. Got our Eevee, Carnivine, Shellos, Piplup, and Electrode. Magmar, Drapion, there we go. Cross Poison's a neat ability. I think the other dark stuff's just a little bit better, though. Kricketune, Ipom, and ooh, a full art EX Mismagius. Not too bad. This is kind of neat because I think this is actually the advent of the Confused ability for Pocket, if I'm not mistaken. But neat little ability. For 2 Psychic, it's 70, and then it makes the active Pokemon confused. And I think Confusion is you toss a coin, and there's a 50% chance the attack just doesn't do anything. I'm not really sure how good that's going to be. I think there's just like some better cards overall in the set, but I wouldn't write this one off. I think this is one that actually has a lot of potential, and that's a pretty sick full art. I'm not going to lie. I think I would like some of the other ones, but we'll take it because any full art is still a full art at the end of the day. All right, Burmy, Cresselia is a really sick card. It's cool because Cresselia and Darkrai, like their cards just kind of merge together. It's like a half and half sort of thing. So neat card there. Also, this card isn't terrible because it's a basic at 110. And it has the ability just to, like, heal itself for 20 while dealing 50. It's, like, sort of tanky. And, like, honestly, if you're playing, like, Psychic, it's not terrible. So it's, like, not a bad card, but I think there's just, like, better stuff. Frostrotom. Ooh! Double full art. Thank you very much. No complaints. Infernape EX. God, man, we're talking about Gen 4. I know it's probably just so basic for anyone who's not, like, you know, a Giga Pokemon fan, but I loved Infernape. Infernape fucking rocked, dude. And the fact that we just pulled the rainbow full art, this art is so sick. This art is crazy. Infernape's also a really interesting card. 170 HP. It is a stage 2, which is unfortunate, and I think stage 2s just like inherently have a disadvantage, although this set sort of tries to remedy that. But the fact that it flare blitzes for 2 fire at 140, and then also the fact that its retreat cost is 0. We haven't pulled her yet, but we have Dawn in here, and Dawn is a pretty neat card because it allows us to put energy from a benched Pokemon onto an active. So there's a lot of like neat things that you could do with this. I think the biggest thing holding Infernape back is the fact that it's a stage 2, and anytime you're dealing with things that like, it's not like it's impossible to deal with stage 2s, but they just always have like the consistency issue, I feel like, especially because look at it like Mewtwo. Mewtwo's like the main attacker, and Gardevoir is a stage 2, but like you can still hit with Mewtwo, right? It's not the main focus of the deck. And so we'll be curious to see if Infernape actually ends up playing out. But I think there's a lot of potential for Infernape for sure. And Rainbow Rare, don't mind if I do. There she is, Miss Cynthia. Thank you very much. Armor Fossil, Magnemite, and a Rhydon. That's a new one. Nose Pass, Gloom, Ipom, Full Art Manaphy. That is gorgeous. Super cute art. And a really good card as well. It's only 50 HP on a basic, but for 1 blue, you choose 2 of your benched Pokemon. For each of those Pokemon, take a water energy from your energy zone and attach it to that Pokemon. So again, water just getting so many buffs in the energy department that this card, I would be shocked if this card doesn't do something. Whether it's like Starmie or Gyarados, like there's so many water shells, not to mention you just have Misty to cheese games anyway. Vaporeon was in the Mew set, right? So there's just so many good tools that water has. I'd be really shocked if Manaphy doesn't see play. It's a really good card. And Magneton to round that one up. Poochyena, Mightyena, very funny. Skorupi, Turtwig, and there we go! Palkia EX. Team Palkia is winning this, that's for sure. So we got Dialga, and we got Palkia. This 10 has been a lot better than the Dialga 10. I'll say that for sure. But Palkia is crazy. I've seen some people talk about this card online. I think this card is nuts. So first of all, it's a 150 basic, which is already big, right? And the fact that this thing for 1 water just slashes for 30... There's very few, like think about Mewtwo, right? Mewtwo needs 2 energy for 50. You can immediately start getting in 30 for 1, and that means that on the second turn, you're technically doing 60, and you don't have to put another energy on it anyway. Now, granted, the scaling's a bit different, because on turn 3, then, Mewtwo could be doing 100 with Psychic Sphere versus 90 on Palkia, but Palkia is just getting all this chip damage in, just card after card after card, and I think that actually adds up to be just a really annoying threat, and yes, the Dimension Storm's like a big payoff. I don't even think you care about that, to be honest. I think just playing a big tanky thing that's just constantly chipping away at your opponent, like from turn 1, is enough pressure that it like demands you do something about it. So I think Palkia is actually really, really good, and maybe I'm wrong, but honestly, I'd be kind of shocked. Anyway, getting back to the opening, Gible, I really hope we get Garchomp, because Garchomp's like one of my favorites, but Gibble's super cute, so I'm happy. Well, there we go. I guess asking you shall receive. Garchomp. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Reckless Shearing is such a cool ability. The biggest problem is that it's stuck on a stage 2 Pokemon, but the fact that you just get to basically draw 2 cards every turn is crazy. It does require you to discard, right? But honestly, there's so many instances where you'd rather just cycle a card to get deeper into the deck anyway that you don't care, right? I think the biggest thing just holding this, if this was on like an EX basic, you know, like a Darkrai or something along those lines, that would be just basically played in every deck, because then every deck would draw 2 cards every turn. That would just be crazy. So I guess they had to sort of balance it out that way, but I really would love to see Garchomp do something, just because I think Reckless Shearing's a really cool ability. But it does suck that it does require you to kind of go the whole gamut there. Bro! Double Rainbow Rare Infernape EX. Are you kidding me? That's insane. What the fuck? I don't think anyone would have believed me if I wasn't recording this. That's nuts. Well, I guess if we can play the Infernape deck, we have the cards to do it now. That's insane. That's actually just insane. Well, Team Palkia is winning. I don't know if, honestly, the next 10, 20 packs we open Dialga, I don't think we're going to beat that, to be honest. That was cracked. Double Rainbow Rare. Multiple full arts. Wow. That was... I mean, I could just end it right there, but the dopamine's still going. I think we have to give at least Team Dialga 1 chance, right? All right, let's see. That's going to be tough to beat. That's going to be so tough to beat. Uh-oh, no rainbows. No rainbows. Not looking good for Team Dialga. All right, Drifloon, Roserade, Wormadam, Buizel, Luxray. That's a new one. Not bad. Toxicroak. Haven't seen him yet. Lopunny, Croagunk, Ambipom, and Dusclops. Roserade, Honest, Slugma, Snover. There's Dawn. I can't believe it took us this long to pull a Dawn. This card is such a good supporter. Just being able to just move stuff from bench to active for energy. Really, really cool card. I can't wait to play with that. Heat Rotom, Vespiquen. I think that was our first Vespiquen. Duskull, Croagunk, and Giant Cape. I think we're set on those. Mamoswine, we'll take it. Togepi, Bronzor, and Mightyena. Boy, Team Dialga's getting absolutely wrecked now. Shinx, Wormadam, Eevee, Azelf, and Tangrowth. Heat Rotom, Skorupi, Mightyena, Voltorb, and Luxio. Ooh! Okay! Alright, we're seeing something good. Combi, Roselia, Shaman, full art. Beautiful card, beautiful card. Cool ability, too. Just being able to heal everything for 10, just as an ability, and it's a basic. Like, not too bad. I think there's, like, some potential with this card, but I don't think it's something that is going to see widespread play, but I could be wrong. I mean, grass loves healing, so we'll take it. Oddish and Heatran. Okay, not too bad. We can't have everything, but at least we pulled one full art something, so we'll take it. Swinub, first one of those. Dusclops, Ipom, Wormadam, another Regigigas, completed the playset there. Tangrowth, Magnemite, Eevee, Rotom, and Driftblim. And is that it? Wow, that was it for Team Dialga. Oof, 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 oof. We only got one full art in those 10s. Ooh, it's rough out here. Maybe Team Palkia is going to keep carrying us here. All right, let's go back. 10 more Palkia. Do not mind if I do. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see some rainbows. All right, nothing that time, so it might be a little bit more tame this time. All right, Roserade, Misdreavus, Kricketune, Slugma, Primplup. First, Lumberry. Out of all the Poketools, I think this is probably the least exciting, just because it's, like, only status conditions, and you can just kind of tag out, so, like, who cares, right? But I guess it's fine. Rhyhorn, Lickitung, and Eevee. Porygon Z is a new one. This is a really cool ability, but I'm not really sure how good exactly it is. So you change the type of the next energy that will be generated from your opponent to one of the following at random. That's just really good for messing them up, especially if you could just get this out as early as possible. But the problem is it's stage 2, right? So are they going to be set up by that point? And if they're not, like, would they've just lost the game anyway? So I'm not really sure how effective this really will be. But I like that there's this sort of, like, energy manipulation type of ability. Even if it's random, most of the time people are playing a singular type deck regardless. So you have a 1 in 8, 1 in 9 to mess them up for the most part. Yeah, like, that's a pretty cool ability. But I think the problem is it's just locked behind a stage 2. But we'll see. Lickitung, Snover, Magneton, Skorupi, and Licky EX. At least we did get a EX in this set. And this is another one of the things you could potentially try to mess with Dialga, just because Licky Fury requires 4 generic. So not terrible, but I don't know if that's going to be the prime target. But I guess we'll see. Turtwig, Gibble, Oddish, Drapion, and Rocky Helmet. Definitely getting into the duplicates now. Shieldon, Kricketune, or Kricketot, excuse me. Starly, Misdreavus, Drapion, Voltorb, and Probopass. Love the art on this. Very funny. Rotom, Skorupi, Kricketune, Carnivine, and Regirock. I think all we're missing now is Regice, I believe. Staravia, Glameow, Starly, Togetic, and Staraptor. Oop, I saw something good there. Starly and Bipom. Nah, it's just a Magnezone, but I think that completes our playset of those, so I guess we'll take it. Hippowdon, loved that guy. Rhyhorn, Slugma, Rhydon, Oddish, and Magmortar. First one of those, but unfortunately, that was also a bit of a dud as well. We did get a couple of EXs that time around, but not as crazy as our first 10, that's for sure. I don't know if we're going to beat that, to be honest. I genuinely do not think we are going to beat that, even if we open another, like, 1,000 packs. That was kind of nuts. Also, we get a God Pack. Which I still have yet to open in the entire time of me playing this. All right, Dialga. You have time to redeem yourself. This is your chance. Can we beat the double rainbow rare multi-full art EX set of 10? Oof, not looking like it. All right. Electrode, Buizel, Bibarrel, Fanrotom, and Darkrai EX. There we go. Happy to see it. Happy to get at least one, because that means it'll be a lot easier to get a second at the very least. But very sick card. Haven't really gotten to talk about this, but the ability on this is really strong, because when you attach a dark energy to it, you can just deal 20 to the active. And then paired with something like Weavile, that's going to make it that it's already damaged, so it's going to do just like 70 right there. So you're doing 90 damage a turn. Pair that with Dawn. Like, there's so many crazy combos. X speed that you can do with this that I would not be surprised if this deck is like one of the best decks moving into the new format, but I guess we'll just have to see, right? It's also dark, so if Mewtwo is still a problem, that will help check Mewtwo to an extent as well, but we'll just have to see. But sick card, sick art, love it, happy to get it, and hopefully we get one more, to be honest. All right, Swinub, Uxie, Wormadam, Roselia, Gliscor, Eevee, Oddish, Stunky, Magneton, Electivire, first one of those guys. Rotom, Murkrow, first Murkrow, Stunky, Electrode, and Rampardos. Neat card. Togetic, Buizel, Yanma, Tangela, Mega Full Art EX. Not the full art we were looking for, but again, a full art is a full art, so we will not complain. Mega's really cool. I actually think this is our first EX Mega that we pulled. Decent stats. This is only a stage 1, which is a big difference from being a stage 2. It's 140, which is like a decent threshold, especially with Giant's Cape. It can go up to like 160. And Air Slash is only 3, so this could also possibly be like a target for Dialga. Even only being 3, it's not even that bad. Like, it's like a pretty fairly statted card. I think there are decks that this could actually benefit, like Executor, for instance. Like, there's a home for this card. I don't know exactly if it's gonna be like top S tier, but I think this card's actually pretty decent. It's just like it's one of those cards that I feel like isn't super flashy, but it's like a decent card for the game. All right, Azelf, Ipom, Heat Rotom, Tangela, and Volkner. First Volkner in all of these packs, which is crazy, but I guess we'll take it. Tangela, Roserade, Breezel, Riolu, and Toxicroak. Was that our first Riolu? Togepi, Swinub, Luminion, Swinub, and Blossom. Got 9 million of those. Probopass, Lopunny, Oddish, Buizel, Toxicroak, Stunky, Combi, Drifloon, Uxie, and Togetic. Not too great. We did get the Darkrai EX, so we will not complain. And we did get a full art, too, so I think this was definitely better than our last set of 10, because it seemed like we came out a little bit further ahead, but oh, man, nothing's beating that Palkia, man. Nothing is beating that Palkia. Speaking of which, after we get these registered, we've got 10 more to do, and I think we have to give it to the winner, which was Palkia by a country mile. It was not even close. It was not even close. If you thought Palkia was going to win, congratulations. Sink the hourglasses, and let's see what we can do for our last 10. Come on, let's have another crazy one for the finish here. Man, we used like all of our luck. That's crazy. Porygon 2, first one of those. Nosepass, Finian, Magmortar, and Rocky Helmet. Poochyena, Porygon 2, Slugma, Staravia, and Uxie. Ooh, this one might be good. Kricketot, Rhyperior full art, very cute. I like the little Geodude there on the far left, very funny. Not the card that we're like particularly excited about, but it's not bad. It's an okay card. Finian, Sneasel, and Weavile EX. There we go. If we're going to get something, I'm happy we're getting part of the Dark deck, because now all we would need is another Darkrai and another Weavile, because I'm pretty sure we already have Sneasel, and that should be it for the most part. The rest is probably just all the random stuff like tools and items and Professor's research and all that nonsense, but let's see if we can get another one before we finish up here. Purugly, haven't seen one of those yet. Rotom, Fanrotom. Ask and you shall receive. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. You just have to ask. All right, cool. We just need the Darkrai EX now, but that's in the Dialga pack, so we're not going to be getting it. Just sick ability. The fact that it can go for 70 if the active Pokemon's already damaged. That's why Cyrus is really good, because Cyrus can purposely drag something out that's damaged to make sure you're going to get that extra damage in. It's also a stage 1. Stage 1 versus stage 2 is a huge difference. Very, very aggressive deck. I can't wait to actually play with it. Looks like we might get something okay there at the end. Looks like a 3-diamond. Wash Rotom, Frost Rotom, Probopass, Hippopotas, and a Magmortar. I think that's our second. Monferno, Wash Rotom, Sneasel, Hippopotas. Well, I guess if someone else needs a Weavile EX, there we go. That's 3 Weavile EX in 5 packs. Okay. You know, variance is a thing, I guess. I can't complain. Ooh, looked like something decent there. Piplup. Another Regigigas. Unfortunate. Buizel, Shellos, and Cynthia. I think that gives us 2 Cynthia, which isn't bad. Armor Fossil, Nosepass, Kricketot, Starap. I don't really know, like, how to feel about the fact that I just got 4 Weavile EX in 8 packs. Like, 6 packs, to be honest. I don't think anyone would believe me if this wasn't being recorded, but, okay. Okay. Sure. Could have been, like, any other EX at this point, but I guess we'll take it. Variance, man. Fanrotom, Mightyena, Nosepass, Sneasel, and another Mightyena. Last pack. Doesn't look like anything too crazy here. Sneasel, Cricketot, Gibble, Rocky Helmet, and hey, Regice. There we go. Not too bad. At least we completed the playset of the... Well, I think we're still missing duplicates, but at least we got one of each of them. Regice, Registeel, and Regirock. Not too bad. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 Weavile EXs in 6 packs. That went from pack 8 to pack 3. That's insane. Okay, well, Team Palkia, you definitely got this one. 100%. That wasn't even close. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Not going to complain. I think, honestly, as far as 60 packs, I guess 62, because we spent one on each on our free packs in the beginning. But as far as it goes, not bad. Not bad. We got one of each of Dialga and Palkia as well. There's a couple things we're missing, but you know what? We get a bunch of free packs every day, so eventually we will slowly round out the collection. But for the first day of spending all the dopamine of hundreds of hourglasses to crack open a new set, I think this was a lot of fun. I think this is a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys get some good pulls as well. Hopefully there's crazy as that first set of 10 for the Palkia, because that would be like the best case scenario. And that sort of brings us to the end of the video, and that's where I just wanted to talk to you guys real quick. So I mentioned at the beginning how this is obviously a little bit of a different style of video that you're used to, because obviously I'm the Yu-Gi-Oh guy. But being away for a few weeks and just going through all my surgery and everything like that, I was thinking about how I want to maybe mix it up a bit. Maybe just bring you guys some different content. And that may be, you know, card adjacent, like Pokemon, for instance, or maybe something that's not even card adjacent, right? Like maybe other gaming stuff, whether it's, you know, old school RuneScape. You guys know that I love playing that, or just any other types of games that I could play with my other friends, whether it's other Yu-Gi-Oh friends or just other people that we meet along the way, right? Or even just doing some other just more generic content altogether. I feel like, not that I'm tired of doing Yu-Gi-Oh content necessarily. I just sort of feel like, you know, we're more than just being the one type of creator, right? And there's a lot more to it. And I think I still want to focus on primarily being a Yu-Gi-Oh creator, but it's also fun to just do some other stuff every now and then, right? Like with opening these packs. I was going to open these by myself anyway, so I figured, hey, we all like opening packs and we all like seeing shiny cardboard. I figured I would just do this and just share the experience with you guys, right? So I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments. I was thinking, you know, I was kind of going back and forth as to decide whether or not I wanted to do this type of content on the main channel. Obviously not with like the same frequency as the Yu-Gi-Oh content, but just every now and then, just to give you guys more of a variety. If you see some other creators, you know, like Rhyme Style, C-Reacts, you know, they're primarily like Dragon Ball, but then they also do Yu-Gi-Oh or like other random stuff every now and then. And I think that would just be fun to be able to just sort of expand my wings in content creation, to just do some other stuff that isn't strictly just Yu-Gi-Oh all the time, even though I still love the game, right? But if that doesn't interest you and you think this type of content might be suited better for just a second channel altogether, so it's like more Cimo or like Cimo 2 or whatever we end up calling that channel, just let me know what you think. I mean, are you fine with just seeing the stuff on the main channel? Would you rather it just all be completely relegated to a separate channel? I just kind of want to field your thoughts. So just let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Really do appreciate it. Hope you guys have some fantastic pulls, and we'll see you next time.